What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday over here. A beautiful morning here in the crypto markets. We do have Bitcoin up almost 3% at about 29.5K right now as we speak. Stock markets are down, but the crypto markets are just crazy this week. Had some pretty good trades this week. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin here. It is still the driver of this market. Still, okay, because if Bitcoin is actually able to break out of one last signal here, that would be looking a lot more bullish for the altcoins, at least in the short term. Okay, so very important to be paying attention to Bitcoin as always, okay? Now, the main topic of this post would be about, I always get a brain fart when I get to the list here. It's going to be about XEN. It is going to be about, oh my God. Give me a few seconds here. I'm waiting for my list to load. It's going to be about XEN. It's going to be about FLUX. It's going to be about Moon River MOVR token. See what's going on in these markets. What has gone on since the last time we have talked about it. There has been some breakouts, which we'll get to, and then see what's going to be happening after with some of these movements that has happened. Okay, so very important to be paying attention to some of these setups right now, even though one of them looks like has already broken out, but we have covered it and said it was going to break out sometime soon. The probability, of course, I never say for sure. Now, I'm going to be taking a look into some upside and downside targets for these altcoins and some key price levels to be paying attention to in order for any of these coins to break into either direction. I'm gonna be giving you guys my personal opinions and what I'm personally doing in this market later in this video, so make sure to be staying around for that. Of course, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. It's purely my personal opinions and speculations. I could be completely wrong about everything I'm saying. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I an elite trader of any sort, even though I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits during the last bear markets. And I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, if you guys are feeling pumped on this Friday morning, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it. All right, so we do have Bitcoin here, currently about 29.5K, up almost 3% today. Had a pump to about 30.3K area there while I was sleeping. So it did come down to back down to where it is right now. Now, what I do want to say is that it is still very well within this rising channel pattern I've been talking about, okay? This rising channel pattern, I said it was developing yesterday, and now it's basically validated as we do see 3 daily candles to the upward trend line and 3 daily candles to the bottom trend line there. So once you get 3 candlesticks on a trend line, that is a valid trend line. So we have a valid rising channel pattern here. So that is still a bearish pattern. Very important for Bitcoin to break out of this pattern. That is going to be starting at about 30.3K area. I'm just going to say for even sake, okay? That is going to be the next milestone here, because what it seems like right now, if we come over to the weekly time frame, we only have about 2 more days left in the week. Okay, and basically it's Friday today, so I usually don't see much price action going on in Bitcoin. So if we assume this is a pretty safe close right now, then it's we have already accomplished that weekly 200 SMA there. Okay, we have already broken back above it. So very important now to break out of this bearish pattern right here. Okay, otherwise there is still a probability of a drop here, more of a probability of a drop here, because it's usually a bearish pattern. Okay, now if this drops, it is not going to be pretty for Bitcoin or basically the crypto markets here, okay? However, if Bitcoin is actually able to break out of this pattern, the next signal I'll be looking for is for Bitcoin to actually break out of this 32K area, which would be huge, okay? We have been stuck under this rock for over a year, right? Since we broke below it back in May of last year, okay? So that will be the next milestone for Bitcoin here, for the Bitcoin bulls, okay? So that's basically what I'm looking at. That's the more recent technical analysis for the Bitcoin chart here. Let's take a look into XEN first, okay? This had a breakout here, okay? Congratulations if you guys held this coin or basically made money off this breakout, okay? We've talked about this possible breakout last time I've talked about it, okay? Last time I talked about XEN. Been on this very long downtrend here, okay? So finally broke out of this downtrend, right? Measure move out of this breakout will be adjusted for this candle right here back in the actual breakout date, October 16th. Measure move is going to be about I'm just going to say a little above 700. I'm just going to say the 700 area here, okay? I'm going to skip all the decimals. I'm going to say about the 700 area. Now, price action right now is at about, 510, right? So let's see if this price action will continue getting there. Let's see if let's take a look into the lower time frame here and see if we can get any kind of pattern telling me if this is gonna continue upwards from at least where it is right now. So this looks like a cup and handle breakout here, right? The neckline was at about 490, right? As you guys can see on this hourly time frame, quite a bit of resistance at this 490 area, broke out of it, right? The next resistance here is going to be about 520 coming from this huge wick right here, this hourly time frame, right? So if you can get past that, that is going to be looking a lot better for the bulls here. Let's take a look into the measure move out of this cup and handle, which is basically a sub pattern of this breakout. Measure move of this cup and handle will give you about 615 area, okay? Now, measure moves are estimates only, okay? Just keep that in mind. I've seen price action go over or under the measure moves. Really depends on the type of market it is in, right? So take that with a grain of salt. Okay, so that is basically what I'm looking at for XEN. Let's take a look and see if we have any major moving averages acting as immediate resistance. Okay, we do have the daily 50 SMA. That's right. We haven't gone a close on top of the daily 50 SMA yet. That's currently at about 470. I know the price action is above that, but until I see a candle close above it, I am still considering it as quote unquote resistance in this situation. Let's take a look into the 3-day time frame. 3-day time frame, 3-day 21 SMA is your resistance, currently about 515, which is the blue line here. Let's take a look into some supports here. Support daily 21 SMA, very far below the price action at about 365 area, the blue line here. You guys can repeat the same exercise for we've read for the weekly and the monthly, but XEN doesn't have those moving averages here yet because of lack of data. Okay, so that's basically what I'm looking at. You guys can also take a look into previous trading history as well, which price action doesn't really have any as the next key support if this daily 21 SMA does get broken down from. Okay, Let's take a look into Flux. Let's see what's been happening in here. Okay, weekly time frame. Weekly time frame here. It has been stuck within this falling wedge. Okay, looks like it's very close to that upward trend line, so possible breakout could happen. Okay, falling wedges usually break to the upside. Okay, there is still a chance it could still break down as well. Now, if it breaks to the upside here, the measure move is going to be about 86 cents area. Okay, if it breaks out by the week of November 6th. If it doesn't, and it stays within this pattern, then we're going to have to move this measurement down along this bottom trend line, and you will get a lower measure move. If it breaks out sooner, then you'll get a higher measure move. Okay. Now, I also talked about this smaller falling wedge within this bigger falling wedge, which is also very close to that upper trend line anyways. So I don't think, in this case, it's very important to really talk about right now. Let's take a look into some smaller time frames here and see if we can get any clues on what could be happening. Okay, so 4-hour time frame. Let's see if this is another falling wedge. Yes, it is. Okay, broke out of it. Measure move from the smaller one. You take the opening of the pattern, and then you put that measurement on top of the actual breakout. That will give you about 34 cents area. So very short measure move. Let's see if it can actually meet that and continue going. If you guys do want to see Flux or MOVR or XEN, please do like, subscribe, and comment. If enough of you guys want to see any of these coins, I'll bring you guys an update again. Now, that's basically what I'm seeing for XEN. Let's see if it can actually meet the 34 cents area measure targets. Let's take a look into some key supports and resistances for this coin. Daily 21 SMA, daily 50 SMA, both are going to be your immediate resistances, coming from about 33 cents area to about, in that 33 cents area. Okay, the blue and the gray line here. 3-day 21 SMA also going to be your resistance as well, because we haven't gotten a candle close above this, and I still consider this as resistance at about that 32 cents area. Okay, you guys can repeat the same exercise with the other moving averages here, and the weekly and the monthly. Those are the bigger time frames I consider. Okay, you guys can also look into whatever time frames you guys are interested in, as well as the previous trading history for key supports and resistances. But for time's sake, I'm just going to point out some of them here. You guys can do the rest yourself. Let's point out some key supports here. We don't have any major moving averages as key support right now for Flux, it seems like. So let's come over here to the monthly time frame and identify some key support here to be paying attention to. So basically, Flux has already breached, it is very close to its all-time lows here, right? So if it comes back down here to its all-time lows, which seems to be about 30 cents area, that will be your next key support. If that does not hold, then we're going to come back here and rechart this and see what's going on, because, that could be, this market could be breaking down instead. Let's come over here to MOVR. Okay, talked about this for quite some time. Also a falling wedge here, okay? Measure move, if it breaks out by October, the week of October 23rd, measure move will be about $9.90, so very close to the $10 area. Let me see if I need to adjust for this fake out here. Okay, it's kind of breaching my previous upper trend line. Okay, so yeah, it's going to give you about $10 area measure move if it breaks out by next week. I'm not saying that it does have to break out by next week. I'm just picking a future breakout date so I can actually get a measure move. okay? It does not have to break out by next week, right? It could break out later, or it doesn't have to break out at all. Now, let's take a look into the smaller time frame and see if we can get any clues on what's happening. 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame here. Let's see if this is another falling wedge. Yes, it is. Okay. I think coming over to the 2-hour time frame, that would actually look a lot more appropriate in size. Okay. Or even the hourly time frame. No, that's fine. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so we do have a breakout here of the smaller falling wedge on the 2-hour time frame. Measure move is going to be about, it's going to be slightly under 390 area. Okay, so that's very close to very slightly above this upper trend line here. So very careful that this is not a fake out. Okay, so that's basically what I'm seeing for MOVR. Let's see if this price action is actually able to come up to 390. And then we could take another look here. So if you guys do want to see more of MOVR, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, letting me know that you guys want to see more updates on this coin. Okay, because right now, this measure move looks like it could take us right above that upper trend line there. But, just want to make sure that it's not going to be a fake out. Okay, so we're going to take another look sometime in the future if enough of you guys want to see it. Let's take a look into some key supports and resistances, okay? Key resistance here, daily 21 SMA, $3 and about $3.90 area. Daily 50 SMA, $4 area, basically the blue and the gray line respectively. Daily 200 SMA, $5.50 area, the orange line here. Repeat the same exercise for the 3-day, weekly, and monthly time frame, or whatever time frame you guys are interested in, but daily to the monthly, what I consider to be most important. Now let's come over here to see some key supports here. I don't think we have any major moving averages underneath this price action here, so I'm going to look into just previous trading history. Okay, so right underneath is going to be about $3.65 area, because this price action has already come down to basically its all-time lows here, right? $3.65 area. If that does not hold, looking at this one last weekly candle here at this wick here, that was previous support, $3.45 area. If that does not hold, then this price action could be coming down here to the bottom trend line again. Okay, so in that sense, then we're going to come back here and take another look. Okay, so that is basically what I'm seeing for MOVR. What I am currently doing in this market is that I am leverage trading, basically, with the shorter, more recent Bitcoin trend. Okay, because we're in a very tight range for Bitcoin between about 25K to about 32K, and more recently, it's basically 25K to 30K. So very tight range there. I find it to be more profitable doing leverage trading compared to spot holding, just holding spot longs, okay? That was previously from earlier this year up to just more recently, okay? So I find it to be a lot more profitable from the last few weeks of leverage trading. I am leverage trading mainly longs, but that is not saying that I won't go short as well, especially after seeing some of these altcoins that have pumped and hit a resistance with a bearish pattern. Okay, so I am basically leverage trading with the more short-term Bitcoin trend, mainly longs recently, and sometimes short as well. You guys let me know what you guys are doing. I find it to be, I have gained a lot more, not only profits, but discipline, as well as patience, leverage trading, and being able to take more control of my positions. rather than just holding spot longs. Now, if this bull market restarts, then, you know, I could still very well be leverage trading as well, because I've just gotten more proactive with trading instead of you know, just waiting on buying and hold. That, I mean, you know, in the bull markets, buying and hold is not a bad strategy, but you know, just once you get into the habit of something, I want to just continue doing it, especially if it's profitable. So that's basically what I'm doing with this market. You guys let me know what you guys are doing. Are you guys holding spot longs? What are you guys holding? Are you guys trading? What are you guys trading, and how this market has been treating you guys? Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next post.